I want to talk about some of the supplies that we'll be using today. The first is this travel brush kit from Princeton. It's the Neptune brushes. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know how much I love the Neptune brushes. They're my go-to brushes, especially for loose florals. And I've never actually tried the travel kit because I never travel to paint, and I have the full-size brushes here in my studio, but we're gonna use them today. Let me show you what they look like. They come in this nice kind of leathery case. It's almost like a wallet size. And we have a size 4, 6, 8, and 10. This is what they look like all in their little case. The second thing is this Jenna Rainey watercolor set from My Merry Blue. And I actually just squeezed some of these colors out into an empty old watercolor tin of mine, just so that I didn't have to bring all the individual tubes with me to the park. But that is that. And then the last thing is this watercolor sketchbook from Canson. Let's pack up our bag and then head on over to the park. All right, so here's what I'm gonna bring with me. First is, of course, the sketchbook. I'm gonna bring this old palette tin with the new My Merry Blue Jenna Rainey paints in them. Of course, the Neptune Princeton Travel brush kit, a paper towel, a jar of water. I'm just using an old spaghetti sauce jar, and a pencil if I want to do any sketching before I start painting. And then some other stuff I'm bringing is a little towel to sit on, a water bottle. Of course, it's mid-80s today, so that's a must. So now let's head over to the park. I ended up finding a perfect spot. It was a picnic table all to myself. It was partially shaded, and it actually ended up not being too windy. It was a little bit windy, but not too bad. And I decided to paint some orange slices and some leaves. I don't know why I've been so into painting fruit recently, but that's what I decided to go with. The sketchbook was actually surprisingly a lot easier to work with than I thought. It did take a little getting used to, just because I'm not used to painting on this type of paper. I haven't done it in a while, but still worked great, especially as you can see here, just adding some texture onto the orange slice, using the wet on dry technique. I also really loved this orange color that I was able to mix using the two different pink and red colors with the primary yellow. It turned out to be a really beautiful color, and same with the green. I mixed a good mix of all the different colors basically. I used the Prussian blue, a little bit of the green gold, some of the primary yellow, and then I added some of the pink in there as well to tone it down a little bit, and ended up with a really beautiful color that was perfect for these orange leaves. And just as I expected, the Neptune brushes were absolutely amazing. They work just like the full-size brushes. They hold so much water. I barely have to dip the brush back into my paint well because the bristles just hold so much water, which makes it really, really easy to work with. I was actually really pleasantly surprised here as I added the final layers on top of the leaves with how well the sketchbook paper worked. I have only really practiced layering on 100% cotton paper, which is a lot easier to do, but this paper actually handled the layers really well, which made it fun to work with. And I was able to really build up some depth on these leaves by adding 2 to 3 layers of that green pigment. And a moment for the brushes. They are so beautiful. Not only do they work really well, but they are stunning, especially in the sunlight. And I especially love that they are so well protected. So when you're done painting, you just pop that cap off at the end, stick it back in, and it's fully protected. So you can toss it in your bag, you can put it in a suitcase or a carry-on bag, and you know those bristles are gonna stay nice and safe.